Hey guys, this is Cap Coldblood, and welcome back to our 30-day Star Wars challenge. This is day 14 of the challenge, in which we will discuss a scene that makes you happy. Now, these instructions were pretty generic, so I'm going to split this into 3 separate scenes because I have the liberty to do so, and it's just too difficult to choose one scene that makes me happy. Now, what I'm describing as a scene that makes you happy is you sit down in the film, and this is the moment you wait for. This is what you want to see. And I'm going to be avoiding certain scenes because it's just too obvious of a choice. I want something that means more to me than it does to everybody else. For example, I'll be omitting the scene at the end of Rogue One with Darth Vader waxing the rebels inside the CR-90, just because it's too... it's too famous. It's too iconic. People will likely expect me to choose that, so I'm going to kind of throw them a curveball and choose scenes a little bit different, but ones that I love nonetheless. So the first scene we're going to cover is Darth Vader's transformation and the reveal of the Death Star at the end of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This whole film is a decent film. I'd say it's my favorite of the 3, but that is only because of this whole revolution, this whole changing of the Republic to the First Galactic Empire. I loved that you gotta look at the 501st. I loved the 212th. I loved all the looks at Order 66. I loved Anakin's turn, becoming Darth Vader before he ever donned the armor. And then, at the end of it all, you know, Darth Vader gets burned. You understand why. All those old original trilogy fans understood why Darth Vader had this suit, why he was so strange, why he was missing a hand at the end of Return of the Jedi. You understand all of these things, and it fully comes together. And I know it's cringeworthy to see that, for some, to see that Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. Yeah, Hayden Christensen isn't a fan-favorite actor, but really, that's a different topic. But the point is, seeing Darth Vader become Darth Vader was incredible. How he got all those mechanical limbs. Essentially how he became who he is, the iconic villain we know him as. And right as the mask is getting lowered onto his face and locked into place, you can hear the very slow Imperial March. Then it almost completely cuts out, and you hear that iconic breathing. That moment when you know Darth Vader is back, baby. That euphoric moment. And then the very next scene, when Obi-Wan is on his way to Tatooine to hand off Luke to Owen and Beru, you see this Darth Vader strolling up to a young Tarkin and an Emperor on board a Venator-class Star Destroyer, and you get this beautiful music to play that right at the end crescendos into the Imperial March as Vader stands there crossing his arms and Palpatine just standing in front of him in a poster shot moment. We've all seen those in films where literally you could screen cap the movie right there and you could sell a poster and make hundreds if not thousands of dollars selling that poster as an advertisement for the movie. It's that kind of moment that you remember. As a kid, it was that awesome moment of, this isn't Anakin anymore, this is Darth Vader. And from then on, I fell in love with the character of Darth Vader. Just seeing him is imposing and awesome. So, the second scene I'm going to talk about is the scene from Rogue One, where all of the TIE fighters launch from the shield gate. I could have chosen a lot of scenes for this. I originally thought about the Death Troopers and maybe Battle of Scarif overall, but to pick one tiny thing from that, the TIE fighters launching from the shield gate. Sir, we have enemy fighters incoming, and you see swarms of over 100 TIE fighters just swarm Admiral Raddus's ship and pound on the shields. That is how TIE fighters are meant to be used. There's just a massive amount of them. So many TIE fighters streaking through the air, firing their TS laser cannons. It's just, oh my goodness, the scream of the engines, the hilarity of that statement. Sir, we have enemy fighters incoming. He turns to look and he's just getting pounded. All you can see is a net of TIE fighters. That'd be intimidating for the enemy. It'd be incredible for your forces. It's just wiping out rebel fighters left and right. Seeing that amount of military power being put out And the way that TIE Fighter hangars work, for those of you that don't know, TIE Fighters can't land on anything because of their big solar panels on the sides. LN class TIE Fighters, the standard ones, they are all mounted to a assembly line system, and they're all shipped out from construction facilities, or they're mounted there using zero gravity. What happens is you have 5 or 6 TIE Fighters on a rack, a literal rack of TIE Fighters. If you played The Force Unleashed, you have better knowledge about this. They drop a fighter at the front, it goes out. They drop another fighter, drop, all the way until the rack is cleared, and then they reload the rack. And they just keep launching TIE Fighters as much as they have. And you see line, and it's that moment of TIE Fighters. The first set goes out and starts to go up. The second set follows, and the third and the fourth, until you have a wall of TIE Fighters, and then they get into formation. But that beautiful set of fighter craft. I've always had a love for watching planes, and aviation is just incredible. So seeing this massive amount of TIE Fighters just streak out of the hangar is something that gets me every time. I love it so much, as you can hear in my voice. So the final scene that I'll talk about is the Battle of Hoth. And this is a wide berth, so I'm going to try to give it credence, but the Battle of Hoth is what I watch The Empire Strikes Back for. I watch it for the Imperial March starting, the reveal of the Executor class Super Star Destroyer, and then I watch it for the Battle of Hoth, with General Veers and his AT-AT assault on Echo Base. Seeing all of that happen, just the massive four-legged walkers, the random AT-ST we get to see, the snow speeders, the T-47s getting waxed by the AT-ATs. You know, all the classic lines from there. If you've played the Star Wars Rogue Squadron games, Rogue Squadron 2 especially, the Battle of Hoth is one of the coolest missions in the game. You just learn these lines. You defend Outpost Beta with the ion cannon. You take down AT-ATs attacking the power generator. If you played Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2005, that game has a really iconic Battle of Hoth setup. I always took the AT-AT and marched forward slowly. Everybody else was focused on each other. Meanwhile, I'll be providing supporting fire, just boom, boom with the major cannons and shooting the side cannons as much as I could. Wasting turrets, destroying snow speeders, making sure that my men had a command post to keep moving forward to. They would keep repairing me over and over. I'd have 2 engineers on my 6, keeping me repaired. It's that nostalgic connection with the Battle of Hoth that makes it my favorite. And I'm even going to say Star Wars Battlefront 2015, the reboot by EA. It's very controversial, but tell me, in the open beta, if you played it, or if you played the main game, tell me you didn't love fighting on Hoth. When the offline multiplayer of Walker Assault was released and the offline Fighter Squadron, I virtually stopped playing multiplayer and I just had fun on Hoth. I ran around Outpost Beta as the Empire. I would play as Darth Vader, the Emperor. I would run around as Dengar all the time. I would get inside the AT-ATs and AT-STs as the Empire and just rush the rebels and completely destroy them. It was really, really fun for me, and that has endeared the Battle of Hoth to me personally, just because how many ways it's portrayed and how many ways I've experienced it is just incredible and fun. And every time I watch The Empire Strikes Back, that's what I go for. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I usually turn the movie off right as soon as he starts getting to Dagobah. I don't care about the rest of the film. I've seen the Battle of Hoth and the Imperial March at the beginning, and I've seen enough. I've seen what I want to see. So those are my favorite scenes in Star Wars, the scenes that make me happy. And because it was generic, I decided to include these 3. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this next day. I'll see you on day 15 with a scene that makes you sad when you see it. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.